How was it going from True Blood to this? Just kind of this transition, going from one show that's brutal to this show that's brutal, or is it just like a little bit different?
You know, there were some similarities in the character. Just her being really strong, there being that physical aspect to the role. The character I play on True Blood did not like vampires. So those things were similar, but there were also so many differences. I play a mom, and I don't know if you guys kind of gathered that based on the amount we were able to show during that time, but you know, she's a mother, and she wakes up after being in a coma for 3 years, you know, realizes that the world's gone to shit, and it's post-apocalyptic, and it's ruled by vampires. They want her, the humans want her, but all she cares about is finding her daughter. Because she wakes up and she was in the so that was very different compared to Ricky, the werewolf. And there was a vulnerability that I found really important for Vanessa that Ricky didn't have.
So we heard from Jonathan that his characters watched over her for the 3 years she was in a coma, and he's like her protector. So what's kind of their dynamic or relationship once she comes out of the coma?
Well, when she comes out of the coma, it's like coming to her. It's very primal, right? I mean, you saw what happens when she comes out, and then it's survival, it's self-protection. I think there are core things about who she is that she remembers and she can hold on to, but then it's about figuring out the facts. Where is she? What happened? Where's her daughter? Who are these people? And you know, she doesn't trust anybody, and they clearly, you know, there's some issues there. There's reasons why she doesn't trust them too much. So yeah, I think with Axel, there was some fear in, you know, is this somebody I can trust? Because the vampires want me. These other humans have issues with me too, but he's protecting me, and it's kind of like, well, why? And so I thought it was a really cool relationship story of how she begins to trust him. Sorry, my long-winded. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. It's been great. Thanks.
We've heard it was kind of brutal fight scenes that you guys had to do with vampires.
Awesome. So much fun. It was, I mean, that's like the best part for me. I like being covered in blood too. I like the bloody aspect. But, you know, I come from a really athletic background. So being able to incorporate that love and then acting, and it's so good. I love it.
Can you, I know you're using like a machine gun or a gun.
Yeah,
and
all kinds of things.
What other weapens will you be?
I have an axe at one point, I have shotgun, I have a knife, rifle,
Sword at all?
I do. I have a sword, yeah. I have a katana sword.
Do you
Is that
have
her
a spoon?
go-to?
Heard about a spoon, maybe?
What's this about a spoon?
Killing vampires with a spoon.
Tell me.
Jonathan said he killed a vampire with a spoon.
Oh.
I don't know what he was meaning by that, but he seemed to be serious about it.
I have no idea what he's talking about. I don't even know. I'm trying to remember that. I must have not been in that scene, but it sounds pretty intense. How, like in the eye, or what?
So he gets to use forks and spoons, you get the real knives and guns. All right, badass women.
No, yeah, totally badass women, but he's pretty badass too. Don't get it twisted. He's like, yeah.
So maybe you could describe a little bit more about your character's family life. Obviously, she's looking for a daughter. Where's the husband in the picture?
The husband's out of the, you know, not totally out of the picture. They're not totally estranged. But she's divorced, and you get a piece of
the pre-apocalypse Vanessa. So you do get to see her with her daughter. You do get to see a piece of what that life was like. And so the dad is still in her life, but not a big presence, and not a source of joy for her daughter. Well, and for my character too. But
What is he, a vampire?
no, he's just Gary.
Is this something that sticks throughout the series? We see flashbacks to what happened before, and then it comes to the future, or is it just kind of a one-time thing?
It's an early on thing, and then it didn't happen the rest of the season. But I don't know if moving forward if they would play with that more. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's not a big flashback show. Yeah.
What was it like playing with all them? I mean, you get smothered in blood often. It seems like. What's the?
Which can be really sticky.
Yeah. I mean, how is that feel? I guess.
It's intense, but it's so fun. It's so fun. I think the hardest part about it is at the end of the day, like peeling your wardrobe off, and you have to use a lot of like hot towels and coconut oil, and there's a lot of massaging, which is kind of nice too. That happens in like getting it all off. It kind of stains, Shaving cream. Who knew? Shaving cream gets rid of the stain. It does. It's definitely more drama, horror. It gets dark psychologically. I think that's just kind of the team that came together with Neil and myself and some of the other actors. We really wanted to create a world that you could buy into since it was already so out there. And we wanted to do something new and different. And I think that was a part of it too, of trying to make it as believable as we could. That being said, there is levity. There is moments of joking and laughter and tongue-in-cheek, and it's not all dark. But it is dark. It's dark and it's really bloody. Neil's not afraid to which I thought was awesome and I loved. Not afraid to go into the darkness of the vampires and the gory aspect, but also psychologically, as a human, those dark recesses of the mind, and that comes out in the dynamics of the characters. And, it was, and in order to pull that off, I don't think you could make that campaign. We had to do it. And we wanted to because we love what we do. And we got some great actors, and the cast was fantastic in my opinion. And most of us have theater backgrounds, so
it's one of the strongest casts that I've seen in Syfy.
What's it like working with Chris?
Chris is so great. We did True Blood together. We didn't get to act together. He was like the authority in the vampire world, and vampires and werewolves just stayed separate. But I was so thrilled when I knew that he was going to be a part of this, just because his pedigree. I just find him very inspiring as an actor, and he just shows up so fully. And he's one of those actors that you're in the moment with, and anything can happen. And I think that's, for me, really fun, and what I love and what I appreciate in people on the team. It's no one's just showing up and saying no lines. And Chris is just a prime example of that. You show up and you don't know what's going to happen, and that's when I think the magic happens. And so he was just such a strong cast member. Yeah, we were so lucky.
Even though he doesn't say a word.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, wait till you see what he does in this show. Yeah. Yeah, he's brilliant.
Werewolves or vampires?
You can't ask that of me. I can't turn my back on my werewolf peeps. I come from a deep love of vampires, and then Vanessa's like her own thing, right? She's not a vampire, so I love them.
Did you ever envision your career being all about vampires and werewolves?
No. Not at all. And I didn't anticipate, and I'm so thankful actually that this happened. There's been a lot of horror
supernatural, you know, from Stephen King's Desperation to The Ring 2, to Tekken, and it's so fun. I was like, seriously, doing shows like this, and see, this is the thing. It's like, well, it seems dramatic and dark, but I've never laughed harder shooting a show than you do when you do these things. Because they're so absurd. Because you're like, this is a vampire apocalypse. Like, what are we doing? Like, you're puking blood on my face. Like, you know? So it's fun.
I know, but I asked that too. I know, it's just.
Thanks. Why are we here for that?
I don't know. It's like when I honor this show, that check it. Come on.
That cast was like, just seeing the amount of people that was in that cast, was like, how did you get this person?
Like, those chick fighters, like, it was so amazing, and we had so much time to work with the stunt coordinator and fight rehearsals. We were in the gym months before the shot. It was really one of my favorite experiences as an actor. I did all my own stunts. Like, yeah, I used to do like backflips, back handsprings as a kid. I hadn't done them in so long, and like being in the gym training for that show, I was able to get it back. And